Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really zeroing in on the power of small things, specifically minutia.
Right, and minutia, according to our source material here, it's just a small or minor detail. You often hear it as minutia, the plural form.
The plural, yeah.
Yeah,
The tiny, seemingly, insignificant bits of our day.
exactly.
So for this deep dive, you've got, an excerpt from The Power of Minutia, Small Habits, Big Impact.
That's right, and also an interesting quote and a really vivid image description.
Okay. And our goal here is to sort of unpack these sources, see what they tell us about how these tiny details, how they can actually have pretty significant effects on your life.
Let's jump in with that excerpt first from The Power of Minutia. The author shares this personal routine. It seems really simple.
Yeah, like what?
Things like getting enough rest the night before, having their coffee, brushing teeth, flossing, just making sure they look, generally presentable before going out.
Okay, yeah, definitely sounds like small everyday stuff. Minutia, for sure. But the piece highlights the reason behind it, right?
Precisely. That's the key bit. Yeah. By consciously taking care of these small details before they even become a potential issue. Well, the author is basically clearing up mental space.
Reducing cognitive load, is that the idea?
You got it. You're not spending energy later wondering, ooh, did I brush my teeth or do I look okay?
Oh.
That kind of thing.
Right. So instead of those little background worries nagging at you, that focus, it's freed up.
Yeah. And the author actually says they can then focus on their job with as much zest as possible.
Zest. I like that. So it's not just tidiness. It's like proactive mental prep.
And it's even a kind of risk management, you could say. I mean, sure, unexpected things always happen.
Always.
But dealing with the common small friction points, the minutia, it minimizes the chance they blow up into bigger problems or distractions later. Makes the day run smoother.
Makes you think about, all the big plans we make and how this small stuff fits in, or it doesn't.
Yeah, and that connects nicely to the quote we have.
The Alan Saunders one. Life is what happens to us while we're making other plans. Classic.
It is. And it's interesting to connect that quote right back to these tiny habits. We tend to focus so hard on the other plans, right? The big goals, the future stuff.
Definitely.
But maybe the life that happens, the actual day-to-day experience, is really made up of all this minutia.
Huh. So the quality of that life happening could really depend on whether we, got enough sleep or remember to drink water or took those few minutes to get ready.
Very things the author was describing, yeah.
They aren't the grand plans, but they kind of shape how it feels to live through those plans.
Exactly. And if you want a picture of how big an impact one small detail can have, that image description is perfect.
Oh, yeah, the raisin and the grape one?
Yeah, that's the one. Picture someone looking and feeling really tired, drained. Described as like a shriveled raisin.
Feels like a big issue, right? Being that drained.
Totally. We've all been there. And then the simple act of drinking a tall glass of water. Just one basic self-care minutia. And it totally transforms them. Suddenly they perk up, they look fresh, vibrant like a grape.
Wow, that's a powerful visual. Raisin to grape, just with water.
It really is. It's such a minimal input, isn't it, a glass of water?
Yeah.
But it has this huge visible output on how someone feels and looks. It just nails how potent these basic details can be.
So, okay, pulling these threads together, taking care of small habits, the minutia. It's not just about being neat or whatever.
No, it's more strategic.
It's about freeing up your focus, yeah.
Yeah.
And actively stopping small things from becoming bigger problems. And it shapes your actual daily life, the life that happens.
That's it, the texture of your day. And that image, it just shows that transformation so clearly, even on a small scale.
So it kind of challenges that whole idea that minutia are, minute, insignificant.
Seems like they might be foundational, actually, for getting through the day well and, experiencing life with that zest.
Right. Okay, so based on this deep dive then, here's something for you, the listener, to think about. Looking at your own routine, what's maybe one small minutia you could tweak or pay a bit more attention to?
Yeah, what small detail might, surprisingly, have a really big impact on your day, or maybe even your overall experience?
Something to explore.